From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, March 24th, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.62 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,245 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 1.9 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $995. Antiwar.com reports early in the Iraqi government's invasion of Mosul, a decision was made to tell the civilian population not to flee. At the time, this was meant to allow them to target those fleeing as fighters from the Islamic State and to make up the lack of preparation to absorb civilians for the long period of time such a fight was going to take. Iraq is rethinking that decision now, with fighting in densely populated neighborhoods a growing problem, and with some 5 months of solid fighting creating a growing humanitarian crisis. UN officials are now warning, with some 400,000 trapped in western Mosul, the worst is yet to come. And that's saying a lot, since the current worst has soaring civilian casualties, with U.S. airstrikes killing 230 civilians just overnight in a single neighborhood. The situation is already calamitous, and there's really no sign of things getting better anytime soon. Belated attempts to get the populace to flee have faced major obstacles, both in that many neighborhoods are too dangerous to get out of, and in that even those who do manage to get out are finding the refugee camps full. Those who can are trying to get through the Peshmerga checkpoints to flee even further, but for many without the proper paperwork, that too is an exercise in futility. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the U.S. Senate on Thursday voted to block regulations by the Federal Communications Commission that prohibited Internet service providers from collecting and selling customers' web usage data. The vote was 50-48, largely along party lines, with Republicans in favor and Democrats opposed. Privacy groups criticized the Senate bill, saying Americans should have a right to use the Internet without fear corporations are tracking what they search for. Proponents said the FCC regulation subjected ISPs to more stringent rules than popular websites like Google and Facebook, which regularly track users' web history in an effort to make web advertising more effective. The FCC regulation did not outlaw data collection, but simply required service providers to ask customers' permission before doing so. Nathan White, senior legislative manager at the internet advocacy group Access Now, told the International Business Times, "This resolution is a vote for big corporate profits over the rights and civil liberties of average people. The House of Representatives must now stand up for consumers against the CRA resolution to throw away internet privacy protections." Senator Jeff Flake of Arizona, who sponsored the bill, said the FCC regulations were a bureaucratic power grab. In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. But Mr. Drake's security company has seen better days. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports over strong objections from the restaurant and beverage industry. Utah Governor Gary Herbert on Thursday signed a law setting the blood alcohol limit for drunken driving at 0.05%, the lowest threshold in the United States. Herbert said in a statement Thursday, "I signed this bill into law to help strengthen Utah's impaired driving laws and to reduce the number of alcohol-related deaths on our roads." Melva Sine, president of the Utah Restaurant Association, said her organization and other industry groups oppose the measure and see it as likely to hurt the hospitality industry in the state. She said it will be punishing those people who drink responsibly and go out and enjoy an evening. The American Beverage Institute, a lobbying group which has previously taken out ads advocating against the measure in newspapers in the state, earlier condemned Herbert's plan to sign the bill. The National Transportation Safety Board has advocated for a national 0.05% limit. According to the Salt Lake Tribune, NTSB representatives testified twice in support of the Utah bill before the legislature. The board said studies show that impairment starts after one drink, even at blood alcohol levels as low as 0.04%, the limit for commercial truck drivers nationwide. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.